Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thought for Thursday. Thought for Thursday is the segment of Leveling Up the podcast that we do on Thursday nights. I come to you for 15 minutes talking about a pain point, talking about an area that may have us stuck, one in which we need some solutions and some tools to maneuver to get to a better place. We'll talk about it. I'll give you 5 tools, all in 15 minutes. And when you leave here, you will be able to have some things that you can put in place to move and to get to where it is that you want to be. So I didn't even let you know that I was coming on tonight. I didn't have an opportunity to do the post that I wanted to do. However, you can see from what I posted here on this live what we're talking about. We're talking about the importance of slowing things down to figure it out. All this week, actually for the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've been talking about reinvention. And I promised that I would bring you 12 weeks where we would focus in on that. And we started out with the core. We talked about those things that are our core, right? The things that make up the foundation upon which we do our reinventing, the foundation upon which we change our lives and move into that space that we really want to be in. So, in what we've talked about over the past few weeks, we've talked about purpose, we've talked about mindset, we've talked about those things that we really need to clear out, get straight, put back in gear, put on the right path so that whatever it is that we pursue will be successful in actually carrying it out and making the change that it is that we want to make with our lives, with our profession, in our relationships, in our health, whatever it is, making sure that we get those core things straight, making sure that the mind is straight, making sure that the heart is straight, making sure that the soul is straight, and making sure that we understand the purpose piece of it. So all of that is important. And how is it that we can understand and get any direction on how it is that we should move or what it is that we should do if we're not clear? Clarity is key. It is what is going to stop us from going in that vicious circle because we're trying to figure it out rather than knowing exactly where it is or how it is that we are to get out. We really live in a world of being crazy busy. And that's something we have to stop, because in order to get that clarity, we've got to slow down. In order to figure things out, we have to get off that hamster wheel and spend some time actually putting in some thought, putting in the work, doing some real reflection, self-reflection to figure out how it is that we want to move. So, how is it that you're going to do this if you never stop, right? So that's why we're talking about this tonight. So many of us are trying to reinvent at full speed, and I'm talking to myself just a little tonight because I have been moving at full speed all week in preparation for this event that's coming up on Saturday, and we'll talk about that. One that I've been talking about, it's the Miss Corporate America competition. It's coming up on Saturday. I can't believe it's finally here. But I've been moving full speed in trying to get ready for that. And you or many of us do the same thing on a regular basis. And so we never give ourselves an opportunity to get clear, to really get the direction that we really want to go in. And when we don't take the time to get clear, you end up in those same cycles, making the same mistakes, living the same unfulfilled life, strumming along in mediocrity and not really thriving in doing what it is that we want to do. Not thriving, all right? Just living and getting by. So if you're serious about reinvention, you're going to have to slow down. You have to find a way to do it. And you may be saying, I don't know where I can even put time in to make time for myself, to make time to get clear. Well, we're going to talk about a couple ways in which you can do that. A couple things that you can do to make sure that you are focused in on what it is you need to focus in on so that you can do and move in the way that you need to do and move. One of those things is to get quiet. Create yourself a space where you can sit and reflect, where you can sit and think, where you can sit and examine, where you can sit and figure out what is it that I need to do differently? How is it that I can move in a different way so that I can make a better change? How is it that I can do that? Frequently, we're kind of drowning in distractions. And let me tell you, these days it's easy to be distracted by so many things. There's so much going on in the world. It can really drown us. So it's important for us to make the time to actually figure out, well, what is it that I'm going to do to get out from under the water so that I can stop drowning and see how it is that I'm supposed to go. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes a day to just sit in silence. Don't have the radio on, don't have the TV on, don't, watch social media. Don't listen to the news. Please don't listen to the news. No phone, no music, no scrolling, just you, your thoughts, and your breath. That's it. Listen into yourself breathing so that you can hear what it is that maybe your mind has just been overshadowing for so long. And ask yourself, what is it that I'm really trying to hear? It's maybe your time to sit and pray, and maybe your time to sit and just focus in on what you've been doing all week and how things have just been rolling 50 miles an hour. Focus in on slowing down. That's what you need to do. All right. So that's one thing. Sit down, make yourself some time so that you can get clear. What else? Set those boundaries. Boundaries are paramount, because if you don't set the boundaries, then even when your best intention is to make time for yourself to get clear, you're going to allow other things that are invading those boundaries, invading your space, and taking away your opportunity to sit and to slow things down, to get it figured out. So what are some of the things that I'm talking about when I say, set your boundaries? You have to protect your energy. Let's be honest. Some of us really can't think clearly because, all right, I've already said it, we're doing too much. Every time someone calls, we answer the phone. Every time someone asks us a question, we answer. Every time there's a problem, we show up to fix it. Maybe that's just how we're wired. Well, guess what? We may need to rewire just a bit so that we're not always so wired. All right. So that we're able to sit back. In the process, what's happening when we're constantly doing all of those things is we're really neglecting ourselves. So this week, say no. I often talk about the value in giving things your best yes. Well, there are times when you need to give it your best no too. Say no to anything that's not aligning with how it is that you want to reinvent, what it is that you want to reinvent. And ask yourself this question: am I so busy showing up for everyone else that I have no time to figure out what I need? Am I so busy showing up for everyone else that I have no time to figure out what I need? And be honest with yourself in answering that. And if your answer is yes, you need to do what's necessary to set those boundaries so that you can protect the time that you need, protect your energy in doing what it is that you're trying to discover, or what it is you're trying to figure out. Do whatever is necessary so that you can be in the right headspace. You can be in the right place to gain clarity and get out your vicious cycle. What else? Third thing, and I have to move along here because our time is winding up. Revisit your why. We talk about purpose. We've been talking about purpose a lot this week because it's a part of the core things that we need to get straight. But it's important for you to get clear so that you can even understand your purpose, so that you can align with it. One reason you struggle with clarity is because you're chasing things that aren't even meant for you frequently. And we're all guilty of it. It looks good. It sounds like it might be good, so it must be good for me. Well, everything that's good isn't good for you. And you have to realize that. You're frustrated because you don't know what direction to take, but it could be that you've just been running in the wrong direction all along. So you're not even headed in the right way. So don't even worry about what direction to take, because the direction that you're pursuing isn't the way you need to go. Write down why you're reinventing. Why is it that you want to reinvent whatever it is that you're reinventing? Not what you think you should be doing, but what truly aligns with who you are. Don't go off of what you feel or what you think, because guess what? Feelings and thoughts frequently get us in the wrong place. That's again another one of those reasons why we have to sit and really kind of reflect and put all the things together, put all the puzzle pieces in place, so that we're not trying to make a decision on a half put together framework that's missing pieces. Are you moving towards something that feeds you, that really feeds your soul, or are you just chasing the next thing? Aren't we all guilty of that in many ways? We've all done it before. But guess what? Just because it has occurred doesn't mean that it needs to keep occurring. And just because you fell prey to it before, don't fall in the rut and being dejected and feeling like it's too late. All those two things that we've been talking about that we've gotten rid of in our mindset. Don't fall in that rut. Know that you can still get back in alignment. You've got to do the work to get there. All right. Fourth thing, I think this is number 4. Focus on one thing at a time and stop overloading yourself. Again, you're not going to get clarity if you're just sitting up under a bushel all the time, a bushel of work. And really what you need to have is about a hand basket. Bushel is way too much for you. Work on something that you can hold just in your lap. That's the amount of weight that you need to be carrying. That's what you need to focus in on. You're trying to do too much at one time. You're trying to change your job. You're trying to heal. You're trying to better relationships, start a new business, lose weight, fix your finances. I could go on and on. Not to say that all of those aren't good things to reinvent, but you may not want to try it all at the same time, because your energy is then going to be spread thin. I talked a few minutes ago in the previous point about protecting those boundaries and protecting your energy. And if you're too thin, then nothing is going to change, because you're worn out and you're spent. So perhaps what you need to do is identify one area of your life to focus on first. Master that, and then move on to the next thing. So, question to ask yourself: am I overwhelming myself by trying to fix everything at once? All right. So sit back and think about that one. Think about, again, the need for you to focus in on one thing. And finally, number 5, trust the process. You're trying to change things. You've heard the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, guess what? You are not going to conquer being still. If it's something that you've been trying to get to for a while, you're not going to conquer being still in one day. It's going to take you some time, and you've got to trust the process and not giving up. Stop rushing your outcome. And like I said, we're all guilty of it. Reinvention really does take time, and it's not that overnight transformation. It can be, and it really is a journey. It's a process. It's an internal shift in many respects. And some of us are so focused in on the finish line that we're missing the growth that's happening right now. We're not enjoying that run and getting there. We're not cherishing it. We're passing all these things in the process to get to the finish line, only to get to the finish line and go, how did I get here? What did I get in the process? Is this really the prize because I made it here? That's something to think about. So again, this week, stop trying to force results and focus on being present in your process. Don't keep that tunnel vision so much. Now, there are times when tunnel vision is really good, when you need to let go of those things that are on the perimeter. But then there are other times when you just really need to focus in, but don't focus just straight on the end, but look at the process. Look at what you're doing in order to get there. Make sure you're not trying to rush into your next level, or just doing something to become the person that you want to be. Make sure that in making the change, you are doing things that are going to be sustainable. You're doing things that are actually going to keep that change in place. All right. So the last thing I want to tell you is be patient, do all these things that I've just said. Know that your next level really is waiting. It's waiting. It's not going away. It is waiting. And you have what is necessary to make the change already. You've just got to set things in motion. Make sure you nurture what needs to be nurtured. So commit to pausing, to listening, to reflecting, to pulling things together with intention so that you can understand what it is that you need to do, where it is you need to go. Because the clearer you are, the more powerful that whole reinvention is going to be for you. All right. That's it, guys. Slow down. Take a pause. Slow down so you can figure things out. I've been talking about it, and it's here. Saturday, Ms. Corporate America. Tickets are still available. They were almost at VIP status, at VIP limit, though. So go and get your tickets. They will not be available at the door on Saturday. It's taking place Baltimore, Hilton Inner Harbor, 7 p.m. VIP starts at 5. We would love for you to join us. There is so much excitement buzzing around this competition, and I couldn't be more thrilled about it. We want to see you in the place. Grab your ticket today. Again, the email is scrolling at the bottom of the screen here. It is Marilyn, that's md.mscorporateamerica.com. Grab your tickets, md.mscorporateamerica.com. Go out, touch something. Know that you're unique. Know that you are enough as you are. Know that you are worthy of taking a pause and slowing down so you can get things figured out, so that you can get to that best place. And not just good, but get gooder and gooder and gooder, better and better to get to the best. Know that you can do it. Know that your thumbprint is so needed right now. We need what you bring in all of your authenticity. Be you. Know that you is what is needed. Know that you are the thing that is going to make a difference, not just for yourself, of course, but for others around you. Because we have a commitment to do just that, right? We have a commitment to make things better, not just for us, but for those around us. So thank you so much for listening in. We'll be right back here next Thursday. Know that you can listen in on Thought for Thursday on your favorite streaming podcast, whatever your favorite streaming system is. I'm coming to you from the CTR Media Network. And you can, of course, catch us there, as well as, like I just said, any of your favorite streaming networks. All right. Thank you so much for listening in. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time.